Hey y'all, welcome to the Crafty Cove, or welcome back if you're returning. I am so excited. This is my first video since before Christmas. This is our 5 under 5 DIY challenge that we're going to talk about in just a little while. And I just wanted to let y'all know that these are oldie but goodie projects from the past, and they are some of my favorite spring decor. Here we go. We're going to take, I got 3 cartons of these gold plastic Easter eggs from the Dollar Tree, but I only end up using, there's 6 in each carton, but all together on this project, I only end up using 10, and the other 6 we used on another project. So the first thing we're going to do is take 8 of these, and we are going to go ahead and paint these with white Waverly chalk paint, 2 good coats all the way around. Next, we'll take 8 more and paint these with Territorial Beige paint from Folk Art. These look so realistic, y'all. After we get that finished, we're going to let those dry. We're going to take a 14-inch wire wreath and some of this brown moss from the Dollar Tree. And what we're going to do is I'm going to start tearing it apart a little bit, just so it's not in big, huge clumps. And we're going to figure out exactly how we want our moss to be in our wreath. I saw this on one of the Dollar Tree Facebook groups and I loved it. So this is just my little take. After we figured out exactly how we want our moss, we're just going to glue it right down to the wire frame by putting glue onto the wire frame and holding our moss down. After we've got that glued completely around, and y'all, this sticks really well, so you have no worries with this not sticking. After we've got it all glued down, then we're going to give it a little haircut. Cut as much or as little as you want. This is your project. Make sure you make it your own. That's the fun part about crafting. After we've given our haircut, we're going to take our eggs and we're going to start laying them down and gluing them down. I'm doing a brown and then a white and then a brown and then a white. I end up using 10 eggs on this and just go all the way around. Here we are with all of our eggs on. Next, we are going to take the other wire wreath that we got, 14-inch. We're going to stick that on top of the eggs. Now we're going to take some cable ties, some zip ties, and at all of the cross pieces, we're going to put a zip tie and we are going to tighten it down. Now, I think there's like 5 or 6 cross pieces. I do it at every single one of these on this outside, the outside 2 rings here. You can see the outside ring of the bottom and the outside ring of the top. After we get all of those on there, we'll cut off that excess. Make sure you get those good and tight. Then we're going to do the same exact thing on the inside ring. We're just going to put them at all the cross places again. It's 5 or 6 of these, I can't remember exactly. Tighten those up really tight and then cut off the excess. This holds these eggs and this moss perfectly. They are not going anywhere. Next, I take this sign that I got at Valentine's Day from the Dollar Tree. We're going to give it 3 good coats of Waverly white chalk paint on the entire side, front, back, that little piece in the middle, sides, everywhere gets 3 good coats. Then we're going to take a little decal that I made on my Cricut that says Farm Fresh with a little chicken in the middle and stick that right on the top. Then I take one that says 25 cents on one side of that little piece that turns, and on the other I put one that says eggs. After we've got those finished, we're going to take some twine and put it through the little holes on the sign, and we are just going to tie our sign to our wreath exactly where we want it. This was so simple and was about a $5 project, and you will not find a wreath of this caliber, I don't think, anywhere for $5. After that, we're just going to make a bow just like we made our bow on the last one. On our little lanterns. We're just going to fold our ribbon over on itself. Put some little poofs on either side. I think I end up using doing 4 loops on either side of our middle here on this bow because I wanted this one to be just a little bigger. After we get that finished, cut off our tail, pull it up to the top. Go ahead and secure this wreath with our zip tie and then cut off the excess of the zip tie. And I was having a little trouble here the way I was trying to do this. I had to use my teeth to pull that. Then we're going to, of course, cut our tails right there in the middle and dovetail those. And then we're going to use a zip tie to put this on the wreath. That way I can change out the bow if I want for different holidays, just by cutting that bow off and putting a new bow on. And this is how it turned out. Excuse me. I think this is my favorite project of this entire video. I could use this year round again just by changing out the bow there. I absolutely love how this turned out. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, y'all, it's the 5th, and that means it's 5 Under 5 DIY Challenge. I help host this every month with my friend Emily from Farm Charm Chic, and this month our guest host is Kendra from Late Night Creations. I will have their links listed in the description box below. Please go check them out along with the playlist for this challenge. I promise you will not be disappointed. DIY number 2. For this, we're taking 4 of these picture frames from the Dollar Tree with the metal in the middle. We're going to take them completely apart, and we're going to take off the clip. We're not going to use that, but we do save it in case we need it for another project. After we've got them all taken apart, we take the back part of the frames and we paint one side of them with this off-white multi-purpose folk art paint. Just one coat on all 4 of them. Next, we're going to take our actual frames and paint these completely with that same off-white from folk art. I paint the insides, the outsides, all the way. These picture frames get a complete coat of paint. And again, I do this on all 4 of the picture frames. Here I am just showing you where I'm getting a complete tips. And then we're just going to kind of whitewash these. Just dip some paper towel in some of that off-white paint and just rub it over our skewers. Next, we're going to start putting our metal back onto our backing. So the way that I do that is just use some hot glue, and I glue those right onto the backing, but I do it to the side that is not painted. You can see here what I'm doing, just a little bit of hot glue and glue those right on, because they won't hold on their self anymore because we've taken away that clip that usually holds them on with the little screw. I do this to all 4 of these. Hot glue, stick it right on there. After we've got all 4 of those finished, we're going to put our frames back together. Just stick that right in there. And now we're going to take our skewers and make a little X. So I just put a skewer down, mark it, cut it, and these are so thin, they're so easy to cut, y'all. I am using some floral scissors from the Dollar Tree, but you could use regular scissors. After we've got it cut to size, we're going to glue it down, and then we will do the side pieces the exact same way. Mark, cut, and glue down. And we do this for all 4 of our picture frames. Super, super simple, but I love the look of this. We're making a little planter box for spring, but it can be used at any time of year. But for me right now, it's spring, and I'm so ready for spring. After we've got all those X's put on there, we're going to glue 2 of our frames together. And we go ahead and glue a little popsicle stick on the back just for a little more added stability. We do the same exact thing with the other 2 frames. We glue those together and put another popsicle stick. Next, we're going to take 2 of these wood slats that I got from the Dollar Tree. I used a full one, and then I cut another one down. I don't remember the exact size, but this is going to be the bottom. So you just put your little picture frames on there and measure what you need. And to cut these down, I just scored it 6 or 7 times with my utility knife, and it snapped right apart. After we get that one cut down, we're going to glue these 2 together. I do put a little dab of hot glue on the edge and glue them, and then we go ahead and secure them with more popsicle sticks. After we've got that finished, we will start gluing 2 of our frames there right down to the bottom. You will have to hold it a little while just to get it to sit right. Then we flip it around and do the other side as well, the exact same way. Next, I'm going to take 3 jumbo popsicle sticks, and we're going to make our sides. We just cut them down to the size that we need, put them all together, and then use smaller popsicle sticks. Y'all, I can't talk this morning. To secure these, just to hold them into place, hold them all together. You can see here what I'm doing better probably than what I'm telling you how I'm doing it. We do 2 of these, 1 for each side. After we've got those finished, we go ahead and just do a little coat of that off-white on there also, just so everything can have a cohesive look. Then we're just going to glue our sides right on. Same exact thing on each side, and that is it. So stinking cute. I love how this turned out. I just threw a windmill in there and some different greenery and different florals. I love how it turned out. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. I love that you can take it and switch it out for different holidays. Okay, y'all, here's DIY number 3. One of my favorites. One of these 3D wreath forms. Y'all, if y'all have ever put one of these together and did not have trouble, congratulations, and y'all are my hero. Because this took me an hour and a half to get this thing together. And I had to end up using floral wire just to get it together and then put those little metal pieces on there. I am such a hot mess when it came to this. I mean, it took forever. But we do get it together. Once I've got it together and how I want it, I'm going to use a square piece of wood from the Crafter Square, the wood planks, and I'm going to glue this wreath onto the wood. Now, I'm hoping that I'm explaining this good. Y'all, I probably used about 2 sticks of the large Gorilla Glue sticks because this sucker was not going to come off here. After I get that finished, then I'm going to glue one of the little circle wood pieces to the top. Next, I'm going to take one of our galvanized chickens and I'm going to paint it with 2 good coats of Waverly white chalk paint on each side. After I get that finished and that has dried completely, I'm going to take my chippy brush that I got at the Dollar Tree. I love this brush. And I'm just going to go around with some black chalkboard paint and give it a little bit of a distressed look. Y'all know me. I like the farmhouse. I like the distressed look. I love the buffalo plaid. So that's what we're going with here. After we get that finished, we're going to glue our chicken right inside of our wreath, right to that little bar that stands up. After we get it glued to it, then we're just going to go all the way around the chicken with even more hot glue and reinforce it. Y'all know I'm a hot mess and I always do things the hard way. So after this, I decided to flip it over and go ahead and paint this circle that's at the top, on the bottom, and on the top. This would have been so much easier if I'd have done that before I glued it on. After that, we're just going to cover this bottom piece with some of the moss from the Dollar Tree. I did use a whole bag, but I wanted this completely covered. I don't even know what I'm calling this project, except that it's my favorite project in this entire video and one of my favorite projects that I've ever done. I absolutely love the look of this. I think it looks so high-end and it's so super simple to do. So you just cover it to your heart's content. Don't worry about how much or how little. Just do it the way you want to do it. Next, I take a whole bunch of Easter eggs that I got at Easter time from the Dollar Tree, from Michael's, from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just gluing all of those in front of my chicken, just however I feel like I want them to look. After that, I'm sorry about the angle here. I'm going to take some of this new garland greenery from the Dollar Tree. I guess that's what you call it. I love this stuff and it is so stinking cute. And I'm just going to wrap it around the top between the circle and the actual wreath form here. Does that make sense, y'all? After we get that finished, then I'm just going to take pieces off of this garland and wrap it around all of the little metal pieces of the wreath. So super simple, nothing hard about it. I didn't even hot glue these. I just wrapped them around. After we get that finished, we are going to keep going with that apparently. I didn't know I left all this in the video. Sorry, y'all. But this just, to me, gives it a higher end look. I showed this on my live, and I asked everyone if they thought that I should just go ahead and not wrap the greenery around these little wire pieces. But everyone that I talked to loved the look of it like this, so that's what we're doing. Next, we're just going to glue some more of those eggs to the top, and that is it. This is what it turns out like. I absolutely love this. The pictures do not do it justice. It is so stinking cute, y'all. And if you want to remake this and have this look, here's your chance. DIY number 4. One of these Valentine's tags from the Dollar Tree again. And I'm going to paint this with the Waverly chalk paint in ivory. I'm using my chip brush because I do not want a full coverage coat. Y'all know I like to distress, and this just makes it easy. I'm sorry about the shaking of the camera, y'all. I'm trying to I'm filming now on my iPad instead of my phone, and it's a little bigger and a little bulkier, and it's a little hard to keep it all straight. So I just go over that and give it a good coat. Now I'm taking some of this scrapbook paper that I got from the Hobby Lobby. I cut a little piece off at the end, and I'm crumbling it up. And then I'm going to take my lighter, and I'm going to singe the edges and get a little burn spots in the middles. And I'm just trying to make this look old and worn. And we're going to do that, and then we're going to glue it to the bottom. We're going to take some Mod Podge, and we're going to go ahead and do that on the bottom. Now, I do the same exact thing to the top too, y'all. I've lost some footage in this video. I have no idea where some of it went. But I do the same thing to the top and the bottom. I just do another piece of that scrapbook paper, crumble it up, use the lighter on it. Y'all be careful if you're doing that, because it is paper and it can catch on fire really quickly. So after I Mod Podge it down, then I go ahead and put more Mod Podge over the top, because I want to make sure that this has a good hold. Now I'm taking my decal that I made on my Cricut. This was one that I did make. Y'all, I'm so sorry for all this shaking. I hope I get this figured out and it doesn't do it so much anymore. But anyway, this says Cotton Pickin' Blessed, y'all, and I loved it when I saw it. So I'm just taking my decal. This decal's an 8x8 is what I did, and sticking it on there. Now we're going to take some Mod Podge, and we're going to Mod Podge over all these letters, because I want to make sure these letters are on there good and they're not going to peel, they're not going to come off. And sometimes that happens with vinyl. And this was a removable vinyl, because that's all Hobby Lobby had in black. So we're going to Mod Podge that. Now I'm taking this little jar I found at the Dollar Tree at Valentine's Day time, and I'm going to glue this right there on that flat end. It's got two flat ends. I'm going to glue it on that flat side to my tag. I'm going to use E6000 and hot glue. And as long as when you put it on there, if you will let it sit and set up, it will stay. I've not had any problems with it. So it's holding good right now. So I just do that. And again, my bow footage is gone. I don't know what happened to some of these footages on here today. I think my iPad ate them. But anyway, I just used some ribbons that I loved, the different colors, and I made a little X bow or a messy bow, whatever you want to call it, and just put that up there at the top. Now I'm going to take some fairy lights, and I'm going to put some in the bottom of this jar, because I love the look of the fairy lights. I like any kind of lighting. So I put that all in there. And I didn't show you, I don't think, but yeah, I'm getting ready to show y'all. See, I don't even know what I'm doing. I glue that battery pack to the back of the tag, and I glue it where the part where you can actually change the batteries is up, so that when I'm ready to change my batteries, I can get into that. And then I just go ahead and put a whole bunch of florals in that jar, and I put some little cotton. And here we are to our final DIY number 5. I intended for it to be one thing, and it totally turned into another. So I'm taking these little plates I got from the Dollar Tree. These were $1. And they're plastic plates, and there's 6 of them. And I needed 5. And I loved the shape, and I loved the color. I knew if I used this color, then I would not have to worry about painting them. So then I print out BLOOM on my Cricut in this polka dotted vinyl that I love. It's so cute, and I've been dying to use it, and finally got to use it. And I'm putting them one on each plate, so it will spell out bloom. So I just cannot believe I went over $5 on one of my projects, y'all. I feel so bad now. But maybe this one makes up for it, because this isn't even a $2 project. So I'm going to say that this one makes up for it. But anyway, I just put those letters right there in the middle of the plates. BLOOM. Again, we're spelling out bloom, because these are spring. This is a spring inspired DIY. This is going to go on my porch or my back deck when I'm finished. Now I'm going to take some, what are these called? Velcro? Snapping? Yeah, Velcro is what I call it. And I'm going to stick a piece of the Velcro on the one piece on the back of each plate. Now, I tried to use one of the long Dollar Tree signs for this and it didn't work. It wasn't long enough. And this is just a piece of board that I already had. So I'm not even counting this in my cost. And again, we're at the end of that bottle of white Waverly chalk paint. We're just going to give it a rough coat. I'm wanting this to kind of look like maybe a fence, a piece of a fence, you know, old and weathered and all that. So we're not worrying about a full heavy coat. Now, it is a full coat, but it's a full light coat. Does that make any kind of sense? Sometimes I wonder. Now I'm taking the other part of the Velcro. I'm sticking it on the plate where the other part was. I'm fastening them together. That way I know I'm going to get these in the right spot. Now these are sticky and they will stick, but I wanted a stronger hold. So I went ahead and tore off that backing and I added hot glue along with where it was sticky. Now I'm just going to take some jute and I'm going to wrap it around the top and the bottom a couple times. I don't think I show you all the bottom. I apologize for that. But I'm just going to wrap it around. Sorry about any background noise. Y'all know I'm in a hotel. I'm next to a something. I don't know what it is. They do work on semis, and that's probably what you hear if y'all hear anything. I do add a little bit of greenery up at the top just to give it a little bit more. And this is what it turns out like. I think it's so cute. And the reason I did the Velcro... Okay, y'all, that's our video for today. And here's our final reveal. Again, these are some of my favorite projects for the spring season that I have made in the past. I hope y'all aren't disappointed that there's nothing new yet, but it's coming, I promise. Just keep an eye on the channel. Things have just been so hectic around here, but it's coming. Again, thank you to Kendra and to Emily. I love this challenge every month, and to all of our ladies who join us every single month. Thanks for watching. Y'all come back now. You hear?